Today is a special day here at CMS. It's a celebration, is what it is. It's a celebration of a lady who was a part of this building. She roamed these halls and she made such an impact on so many students and her staff. And we want to celebrate her. And a year ago today, she went ahead of us and she is preparing rooms for us up in heaven. And with that, we just want to tell you a little bit about her. And there's nobody more fitting to do this than probably one of our staff members that have been here the longest and was here with her the entire time. And that is our 8th grade language arts teacher, Mrs. Mertz. You want to get in here? Mrs. Mertz is not only a dear friend to us and was a dear friend to Miss Esselstein, but she's also a cancer survivor. She's gone through the fight, and she came out on the other side better. And so she is going to just talk a little bit about Miss Esselstein. I'm her emotional support dog right now. So
I can do this. I've got this. I really wanted to address our students about someone who's very special in this world. And, I got to thinking about it the other night, and I was thinking these 8th grade students are our last group of students who will have those memories of Mrs. Esselstein. So therefore, I really wanted to talk to our 7th grade students so they could help so I could help them understand what's going on. To our students, she was Mrs. Esselstein. To our staff, she was more than that. She was a role model and a friend, Anne. 1 year ago today, we lost our dear friend and mentor to cancer. It's difficult to discuss our loss as it was a complete devastation at a time when our nation was also faced with the beginning of a pandemic. I mention this only because we were never able to say our formal goodbyes at her funeral, for funerals were closed and only close family members could attend. Our hearts were broken. We were at a loss, and our school family was unable to be together. We mourned in isolation and without closure. For our 7th graders who did not know Mrs. Esselstein, she was a fighter. She fought her cancer for years and continued to work throughout her multiple surgeries and cancer treatments. We would all stand with amazement, witnessing her will and her dedication to the staff and her students as she came to work every day that she possibly could. We did our best to support her as a staff, but in true Anne fashion, she supported us through her love and actions. She taught us about unconditional faith in God. She taught us to never give up. She taught us about tenacity, perseverance in the wake of true adversity. She was a beacon of hope. And most of all, she taught us about love and about life. She taught us how to live. Maya Angelou once said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Anne taught us through her actions that the most important part of life is how you make people feel. Let me repeat that so that it can sink in. The most important part of life is how you make people feel. We will all be most remembered for the small yet significant action in life. You see, Anne had the gift to make people feel valued and special. She accomplished this through her use of time. She always had time for people. I would often tease her about her desk, which would be piled high with stacks of paperwork. She would always reply to me, "They're just papers." However, her desk looked that way for a reason. When people entered her office, she gave them a true gift, her gift of time. She stopped what she was doing, pushed her papers aside, and listened with undivided attention. She truly listened with her heart. When you left her office, whether as a student or a staff member, you always felt a sense of appreciation and worth. You felt good about yourself. She made you feel important and valued in this huge world. I witnessed a time when several college students visited her at the James Center. They visited to show their respects, and they entered their room awkwardly. They had very solemn faces, for Anne was quite ill. They began by asking her questions about her treatments, etc. However, again, in true Anne fashion, it wasn't about her. She wanted to know about them and what they were doing in their lives. She asked about each one of them, and they shared their goals and aspirations with her. She listened intently and praised each of them for their hard work and their dedication. When they left her room that evening, they were full of smiles, appreciation, warmth, and you could tell they truly felt valued. They left better people than when they entered. Anne gave her true gift of time once again. While there's so many other lessons she taught through her actions, the most important lesson to many of us was the importance of how you make somebody feel. Anne gave us so many moments. You know, it's those small moments that go almost unnoticed. These memories flood our minds and warm our hearts. They bring smiles to our faces and encourage us to remain strong and persevere. Anne gave us a lifetime of these moments. Her high fives, huge hugs, breaking out in song. Her Patrick Henry speech in Washington, D.C., directing traffic. She got off the bus and directed traffic at the National Cathedral. Oh, breaking out in dance, the Duke Blue Devils. She was a bulldog extraordinaire. Love of musicals. She taught us about sewing pants. She taught us about no excuses. She taught us about pulling those kids back in the raft. Passion for her beliefs, common sense, support, respect, and love of her family. In her words, thank you, God, for these memories. Today, you might see teachers' tears and sadness, but please remember that while we are sad, we are also feeling genuinely blessed. You're blessed to have shared time with this woman. She truly was a person who changed lives. She changed our lives by making us better people. While her physical presence is no longer with us, please know she lives on in each and every one of us. Anne loved books and learning. One of her favorite writers was Ralph Waldo Emerson. So I want to end with one of his wonderful quotes. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Rest in peace, dear servant of God, and keep them on their toes up there. Until we meet again, love you.
Thank you, Miss Mertz. And to end our announcements, we're going to end it every single day, the same way she did it every single day. And I want to hear it loud. I want her to hear it up there. Do what's expected.
And then do some more!